All right. I figured I would show you guys my haul that I made today from Century. I'm going to get some of this stuff out and kind of show you all my goodies here, or at least the bulk of them. Okay. Let me get some gloves because this stuff is kind of dirty. So, I know a few of you have seen the earlier video that showed the actual crate that this stuff came from. And I barely scratched the surface on carbide inserts. Now, granted, a lot of the stuff, there was quite a bit of it that had been used and destroyed and damaged and whatnot, but there was still an awful lot of it that was brand new in plastic containers that had never been opened. So anyways, I'm trying to kind of work it out in my head, what order to show you guys things. But make sure this is getting in the video here. Not very well. Not the best angle, but we'll make do. I mean, geez, I just cannot believe the stuff that was thrown away. I'm sure some of this stuff is going to be things that I'll never be able to use. But, I mean, for as cheap as this stuff was to get, at 50 cents a pound, I certainly couldn't pass it up, especially the brand spanking new stuff. Maybe that's been used. It looks like there's... I don't think that part has, but at any rate, there's just so much stuff here. And we came across all sorts of this, whatever shape that's considered. I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but this is a really peculiar shape that's going on there. I mean, just a massive amount of stuff. Those are just screws for the inserts. Let's see. Just be curious to know how much this stuff cost new once upon a time. There's another peculiar looking thing. Anyways, I also brought home some holders, some insert holders, so we'll see what all I've got in that regard. Oh, another ball-nosed end mill, double-ended ball-nosed end mill. I almost wondered if this was carbide tipped, but I don't know. Can't tell for sure. Let's see. Just so many inserts. My God. Found a bunch of these guys loose. This has been used, but I'll bet it would still serve well for my purposes. Little threading inserts. More of them guys. Ah, Eaton figures. They throw out an awful lot of stuff. At any rate, it looks like, yeah, it's the same. No, not exactly the same. Different part numbers. But Kennametal, I don't think Kennametal is inexpensive stuff. Big grub screw. More threading inserts. And of course, some of these might very well be metric threading inserts, so they may not be terribly helpful to me, but let's see, what do we got here? Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of them are metric threading inserts, but these guys look brand spanking new. Castaways. I wonder if I can look up some of these part numbers to find out what some of this stuff is. Obviously, I got threw in several of these because I didn't know just exactly what I was going to get into as far as insert holders. I found, or I snagged, a few of these sorts of things of different sizes. Then there was a lot of them in the crate. I mean, it's just carbide, 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 and more carbide. All different sizes. Even got some of these, I don't know if you call them drilling tips. A lot of the holders that took these inserts were just ruined, so I didn't bother to get any of the holders for them. But the reality is I'm not terribly likely to have much use for those, but considering the price, I figured what the heck, you know? It's going to take quite a while to sort through all of this stuff, see what's actually useful to me, what isn't. I mean, geez. It's just amazing. There's another package. Sandvik. And I may have some of the holders for some of these. We shall see. I'm going to get into them here in a little bit. Just one lonely insert in there. Oh, it is a lot of carbide. Okay, let's set that aside here after a quick little, I mean, that's at least an inch thick, maybe an inch and a half thick, full of inserts. Jeez, I just can't get over it. And there was so much more left. Okay, anyways, enough of that for right now. Get those out of the way. Move on to other toys. Okay, I ran into a whole bunch of these. Now, I don't know if these are ER versions of collets. I was trying to get an idea of the size of them. Years ago, I stumbled onto these guys, a set of these that were just destroyed. I thought these were a set of ER collets, but come to find out later, I believe they're ZZ type collets. Anyways, I'm not sure how the sizing works on these, but it's around 40 millimeters. 41 millimeters, so I don't know if this is an ER40 series collet, but at any rate, what do I got there? 33 millimeters. A little over 31 millimeters on the backside. Anyways, there was a whole bunch of those kicking around, so I figured they were looking halfway decent. I'd grab them and do what I need to get that sorted out eventually. I think I've got the cap for these somewhere, just not the body that it sets into. But that's okay. I need a little bit of cleaning up, a little TLC, obviously. But they're nowhere nearly as bad as these ZZs were. And I think there's more in the bucket here. There's definitely more in the bucket. And I gotta watch out because the bucket has some kind of icky, sticky goo in it that I don't want any part of. See? Icky, sticky goo. Put that over here. Alright, still a couple more trinkets in the bucket yet, but we'll get to them later. Oh, this even says ER40 on it. How about that? So, I think that's what these are, is ER40 collets. Woohoo! How about that? Oh, and there is the cap. The retaining cap for these guys. Of course, there was the wrench. I should have grabbed the wrench. Oh well. At any rate, there we go. I can build the body, so that will be a nice addition one of these years when I get around to screwing with that. More and more and more collets. And more. Well, there's a few more collets at the bottom of the bag there, but I got to get a bunch of drill bits out of the way first, so can't show you all of the collets right now, but that's kind of quite a few collets. I bet I've got some duplicates of some of it. I may have metric, I may have some standard, so. But that's awesome. A set of ER40 collets. Or, I don't know if I should say set, but a bunch of ER40 collets. Enough ER40 collets to choke an elephant. How about that? I mean, wow. That just floors me. And I'm sure I can clean up at least the really decent ones. I imagine I can probably clean them all up, or at least clean them up well enough to be usable for my garage at any rate. So anyways, let me do something with these. Let me pause the video here for a minute. Okay. Now we're back at this thing here. Let's see. Let's go with these guys. I am thinking I might see about using some of this tooling on the Hindi. I don't know if it really runs fast enough at like, well, a little under 600 RPM, I guess, or 500 some odd RPM. So I don't know if it really runs fast enough to justify the use of carbide, but it seems like a good place to start because these shanks are massive. I'm guessing these shanks are 1 inch. Let's find out, shall we? Yeah, 1 inch shanks. So that is a big, big freaking tool holder there. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, there's two different angles. I didn't realize that before. Two different angles of those inserts. And we've got a straight. Let's see. Then we've got this guy here. I wonder if I have these inserts. Hang on just a second. No, the inserts that I have are notably thinner. Anyways, these are the inserts from a parting blade holder that I made some time back. That was the holder itself was successful, but the blades, the cutters didn't seem to do a very good job. Anyways, let's set those off to this side here. So this is interesting. It looks like it's got a spacer to hold. Oh, I didn't realize that this has got a broken out thread there. So this may not be too useful unless I like drill and tap over here somewhere, assuming that this isn't, hardened, but we shall see. Anyways, maybe I can use it, maybe I can't. There was a lot of this tooling, these tool holders, that had crashed and was destroyed. Some of it was very destroyed, but I salvaged a few that looked like they were still in pretty darn good shape, so we'll make the most of it. And some of this stuff might get, repurposed for other things. Let's see, what else do I got in here? It looks like I've got another one of those. I got two of them. Yep, that's the same thing. And looks like that. Looks like those guys are identical. Cool. All right. I think that was a ball bearing. Don't care. There was a lot of holders that were like this, of different sizes. I'm assuming this was a lot of CNC related stuff. But I just ignored, mostly ignored these types of holders. Of course, I can always weld this to something else and use it. But I think there's one more here. So this is one that was absolutely crucified on that end, but it looks like this end is perfectly intact. So obviously I can cut this part off and go on with my life. Okay, so that might be all of these guys. So let's get them back in here. Okay, and let's move on to these guys'. This guy feels really heavy for what it is. I'm guessing this is a pretty darn stiff boring bar. Another Kennametal. The end of this might be a little bit goofed up, but we'll see. At any rate, it's mine now. This guy looks like it may never have been used. At any rate, it looks like it's a threading insert holder, possibly I'm guessing an internal. I wonder if it's a left-hand thread holder, but we shall see. Looks like a similar, if not the exact same one. I think it is the exact same one. Okay. This is an interesting looking one. I'll have to do some digging later on and see if I've got any of the appropriate inserts for this. If not, maybe this will get modified into something else. Kind of like this guy. I wonder if this will take these. Nope. Doesn't look like it. I don't think so. Okay. At any rate, another Kennametal. Is that the same one? Sure is. Ah, and there's the type of insert that it takes. Cool. We'll save the drill bits for later. Let's see. That's this guy. Thin bit. Ooh. Okay. I like that. This guy looks like it was possibly not used. Well, no, it was chucked in, or it was set in a machine, but it's not been crashed at the very least, it looks like. Oh, I missed one of these guys. Sandvik. This has a little weight to it. I almost wonder if this one is carbide. Got some water in it too, but at any rate, that could be a good drill bit. Like another version, yeah, Tungaloy. Oh, here's something interesting. I've not seen anything quite like this before. Almost reminds me of a Unibit. Don't know if I'll ever use it, but it was one of those things I saw and I thought I kind of got to take it home with me. Let's see here. Yeah, let me go get a knife. Well, let me find a knife. Dang it. And to think, I'm trying to speed this process up so it's not slow and boring, but doing the best I can. Never good enough though, is it? All right. What do we got here? Ooh. That looks kind of nice. Looks like it's got the Mitsubishi symbol on it. That guy looks kind of nice, actually. There's another. Crucified that piece of carbide, but looks like a good holder. Oh, wow. This is an itty bitty one. Somehow I don't know if I'll ever use this guy, but it's definitely cool looking. All right, I think that might be, oh, wait a minute, what's this? There's another one. I can't quite make out the writing on it, but another internal grooving tool, I believe. Okay. And I scrounged up a few of these guys. Scrounged up this ER 25 collet holder. Didn't find too many collets for it though, but figured out what the heck. At any rate, drill bits aren't quite that interesting right this second. Ouch. It's a sharp son of a gun though. One more ER25. There was a lot of drill bits. A lot of them were used, but a lot of drill bits out there. Nevertheless, oh, there's one more insert holder. Oh, and I think this guy, again, is a carbide drill bit. I think. Wouldn't swear to it. Another insert holder. Okay. Let's take all of these and put them in here also. Sure, a few of these I'll find a use for. Probably not many. But that's okay. All right. All right, let's get into this bag real quick. This is just drill bits, so not nearly as impressive of stuff, but it's almost got like a purplish tint to it. This guy's a little extra long and got a lot of twist to it. Tungaloy, I'm going to keep those guys separate. It's got a funky looking helix. This. I don't know if this was a fixturing tooling, but there was a few of these guys in the bin that I had no idea what they were for. Looks like it's left hand and right hand threads on this grub screw. So anyways, just curious. If I never figure out what it is, it's... Oh, here's another little itty bitty insert holder. Critteron? Well, that is a tiny insert, geez. Little internal, I think this might be carbide grooving tool. I picked up a few of these because I figure there again I can secure this to something else. There was a number of these guys out there, and I think by the feel of things this could be carbide also. Okay, back to the drill bit business. There's another pretty darn long one. There were some reamers, different sizes of reamers. I only grabbed a couple of them. That'll be a nice addition. Probably not cheap, like my stuff is. Oh, another insert holder. Feels heavy. I wonder if this shank, I don't think it's carbide, but it's definitely heavy enough to be something other than just steel, just basic steel. Coromant. Sandvik Coromant. At any rate, another fairly small insert it takes. More inserts. What was this? Kennametal. Another insert holder. I'm going to leave this guy out. It needs a little bit of tension. Get rid of that water. Geez, I still have some more insert holders. Vardex. I'd forgotten that I had put some insert holders into this bag before I realized there was going to be so many of them. I needed to keep them separate. This guy. Pretty serious looking drill bit, or drill bit type thing. All right, I'm going to pause this real quick or I'm going to run out of video capacity. Here was an interesting thing. I had to bring at least one of these home. I probably can't turn it, but again, this feels like it's carbide, but I've never seen, I'm guessing it had a special purpose, but there was a few different sizes of these out there. And like I said, it's probably something I'm never going to use, but had to have it. All right. One last little scan on things. But first, this guy is kind of an odd duck. If I can focus in on it, there it is. And again, probably no practical purpose for me. It looks like it was made to do a very specific feature on something, but figured I'd bring it home. Here's these funky, almost purple looking drill bits that I'm wondering if those are carbide. I think this might be like 7/8 or near 7/8. Yeah, at any rate. And of course I found still yet a few more internal boring bar insert holders in there. Some of these guys are really, really small. Here's one that's even smaller yet. So that was about, what was it, 92 pounds, about $47 worth of goodies. It'll keep me busy for a little while at least. So anyways, hopefully that didn't bore everyone to death. It was, and there's, you know, still more out there. If I get a wild hair up my ass, maybe I'll go out for more on another day. We'll see.